Hi, my name's Maria Ibarra, and I'm here today to talk to you about health and wealth. Primarily health. Health is the main topic here, but then with the Avini program, you have the great business opportunity, which creates a tax shelter for you, of creating wealth for yourself. So today we talk about Avini, health, and wealth, and the great money-making opportunity that it is, but especially for those of you that are wage earners who receive W-2s, not 1099s. You 1099 people, you know who you are. You already probably are taking a lot of tax deductions. I'm talking to the typical wage earner out there who's working the average 17-hour job to max maybe 35 is what they pay the wage earners, and above that you get into more professional wages. And for those of you that are interested in your health, in changing your health and the way you feel, the way you look, just your lifestyle, and for generations, because health and wealth are generational, they're cyclical, they're called legacy. We are either able to leave our descendants, our future generations, a legacy of health and wealth, or we leave them sickness, illness, death, all the bad diseases or chronic diseases, or poverty. How do we change that? We change that today, beginning with me, you, 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 and you. Why is it important to have these types of business opportunities, or why is it important for me to stand up here and talk to you today? It's critical. This is a critical issue. Every day when you look on the social medias, all you have to do is turn it on or switch on to it, and what do you see? Somebody's going to a regional clinic, a cancer center, a doctor. They're having this replaced, they're having that replaced, all kinds of different situations. And why? Because of the toxicity in our bodies. And you say, but I eat healthy. We all have toxicity. It comes from the fillings, the mercury fillings in your teeth. If you're from my generation, that's all they ever put. We didn't know better. We would allow it. And even as that mercury fillings get removed, toxicity is released. There's all these diseases now. There's chronic illness that I talked to you a few minutes ago about. And what are they coming from? The environment. The environment, the air. You have fires, and then you have cadavers floating in the air. You have floods. You have dead people's bodies who just basically are in there. Sure, they're not still alive or anything, but there's particles, there's cells. Everything in us begins at the cellular level. Is that important? Yes, because we have brain cells, we have brain stems, we have, nowadays they talk about the brain gut connection, the mitochondria in your gut, how it affects your whole being. Inflammation, if you don't have inflammation, you don't have pain. And people say, well, I take X and I take Y and I take Z for this. Yeah, you take all that, but how is it damaging your liver or your kidneys? Then people get a prescription, a pharmaceutical pill, and it's good for this, but you look at all the precautions because it affects this. And the reason I don't mention any other words or names or brands is because you have to keep everything conservative because of the legal system here in America. So now that we know that there's toxicity in the environment, in the water, even if you drink a bottled water, there's a bunch of plastic in there. If you eat a hamburger, it's probably processed because it's been frozen, the meat before it got to you. The vegetables are not grown. When they say organically, that doesn't always mean, just like chickens, they're organically raised, okay? But it doesn't say pasture raised. Organically can mean that they gave them corn that wasn't GMO. But if you say pasture range, how free range chickens, that's completely different. So we're not getting a lot of food that is actually organic. We're getting a lot of toxicity. Because of that, we need to build ourselves. We need to clean out ourselves. We need to detoxify ourselves. And that's why you have this product here. that works on the cell membranes at the cellular level. If you clean out the cellular level, there's studies and statistical research, the data shows by the scientists that develop products, that when you clean out the toxicity out of the cells, which is where life begins, because what do you have when a child is, when a man and a woman have a child, when there's that union, you have a spark of light because the cells join. Now, then the embryo forms and you have life that begins there at the cellular level. When you have a child born with abnormalities, what happens? The cells did not multiply, replicate, duplicate correctly when that was going on during the first early stages of the cellular connection. So the cellular connection goes back further than just mercury fillings in your teeth. It goes to the genetic predisposition that you have at the time that you were conceived. Is that important? Well, it is important, but I'm going to speak to you as an intelligent people, an audience that I know that you are. Okay? And if you don't have this information, it's not because you're ignorant. You don't have this information because it hasn't been provided, because it doesn't benefit anyone to make you healthy, to keep you healthy. It benefits the whole world because everything's cyclical and everything is a particle of it, everything else. If you have chronic diseases, you go back to the doctors, you go back to the pharmacies, you go back to the therapies, you go back to this. But when you're healthy, what do? You share your health and you share the wealth. And that's what I'm standing here doing with Avini Health and Wealth, a business opportunity for you yourselves. Why is this important? Because before, there wasn't many studies on how genetics affected people, other than if you were born from this parent, you were predisposed to have this, and this. Well, now there's a study called epigenetics, which says that the genes, the genetic cells that you're born with, only affect you 10%. It's only 10%. Why? Because we're affected by our lifestyles, our environments, and the way we eat. And is that important? Yes, it's important. It's of critical importance. Why? Because here we have 100% being, but only 10% of that, and that has to be activated. Your bad genes have to be activated by your lifestyle, your food, and your environment, and the way you think. Are you surrounded by people who think negatively, people who talk negatively, people who do negative things, people who look at you negatively, people who treat you negatively? All of that is impacting your cells. And because of that, there's something here to help fortify your cells. Once you've worked on the cellular level of a person, and that person has had all this toxicity all these years, regardless, some of you out there, I know I get a lot of calls and they go, Maria, I want to lose weight. Help me. Darn it. I just ate another chicharrone. I just ate another burrito. Damn, I can't stop eating Mexican food. Or I can't stop eating this, or bread, I crave it. Or man, I got to have my sweet bread or my chocolate. Those are cravings that are caused by imbalances in your body because of your bad gut flora. Again, we're going back to the mitochondria. So what happens? This fiber here helps with cholesterol, helps balancing the blood sugar. The claims are made here by the scientists who developed the product. It helps even with weight loss. It helps because it binds things that are in your gastrointestinal system. Fiber, you need fiber. You can eat 10 cups of broccoli a day, and sometimes that just doesn't do it, because you need combinations of fiber, the soluble and insoluble fibers, and you need prebiotics and probiotics. That's a subject for a different day, but just let it be known to you guys that I haven't kept this information from you. There's a fiber that can help you with a lot of the aspects that are going in your body right now. Why? Because if you feel full, you don't crave as much, you don't eat as much. How do you do that? There's fiber. This fiber has ingredients in it that help restore and fortify the gut microbiome. Then you go, well, you know what, Maria? Yeah, okay, I got that down. and I got this that I need to detoxify my body. And this isn't talking about a detoxification like when you go and take a laxative or a 7-day cleanse. This is at the cellular level. This is not, and it gets me excited. This is not something where you're going to rush to the restroom. You can't go to meetings. You can't go to work. You got to do it on a weekend. No, you want to do this daily. And from what I understand, one of the top members here in this company, she had some medical diagnosis, and she was able to take care of it by taking this. I've got a gentleman, and I'm getting to this, that I got a phone call just recently, and he's been my testimony. He came to my office and he drove here from a distance, and I had experimented with this because I had a brace because I had injured my arm and I couldn't get rid of the pain. I didn't want to go to physical therapy, but I couldn't get rid of the pain. And I went to the first meeting when a good friend of mine invited me to this. At first I was skeptical because it's, oh my gosh, this is another company, and oh my gosh, you know, these want to make money off of me, and blah, 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 blah. Being a business and financial consultant, I do know how a lot of programs operate because I helped set up a lot of business programs. I put on 3 dots, 1, 2, and 3 of this gel. I felt immediate relief almost in 3 minutes. It continued for the rest of the day. I went back to the meeting in the evening, and I asked him to let me try some more just to make sure, although I didn't have any pain. So then the next day I made an appointment to meet with the same group of people because they were here from out of state, and I met with them at noon. And guess what? Not only did the pain go away, but I got this really feel-good feeling. You know that feeling, you just like the euphoric feeling where you just feel good? And here I am. No braces. I'm not using anything. I'm back to all my normal, regular activities. Anyways, what I'm leading to is this. The gentleman that came to see me could barely walk. He walked in and his gait was like this. I kid you not. And it took him time to straighten up. Well, he never straightened up. And his wife was wondering what he was doing. He stood up. He called me yesterday, and I had him on a conference merged call, and now he's walking 1.5 miles a day. The doctors told him he wasn't going to be able to walk anymore or straighten up because of the surgery he had. It impacted his nerves. Well, these products work at a cellular level. If you want to build super immunity and help your system, the mushroom. The mushroom has always been praised by TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. Why? Because it's able to strengthen and fortify the body. And there's even a movie out on the magic of fungus. And mushrooms are fungus, but it's a good fungus. Is there an opportunity here in the last few minutes in closing that you can have by becoming a member of Avini? The health is critical. It's important. If you're suffering from pain and nothing gets rid of it, and you're tired of all the non-steroidal drugs you're taking, or tired of injections, all of this has side effects. These are natural products. In the book of Genesis, it says, "For I give you plants and herbs to eat and heal yourself with." Here you are, Avini. Second, and critically important, is the fact that it's a good business opportunity. If you're looking to make some extra income, boy, it's never been easier than this. If you join, the membership is very insignificant, but if you enroll 2 members immediately, your membership gets given back to you the same day. So I'll teach you how to do that. Most important of anything, you get product way in excess because you've paid nothing. You paid your membership, got 2 members, and now you've got $800 worth of product. So you've got $800 worth of profit already in your pocket. So what's the beauty here? Well, now you're getting healthy, you're making a little bit of money, but what's the one of the critical components here, and I smile as I say it, you know what it is? A tax shelter. You can take business deductions like the people in the higher incomes do. If you make $100,000 but you have $30,000 in expenses, not in the product, but in going to do your demonstrations and giving cookies to people, giving punch to people, giving lunch to them, in your office supplies, get what? Even the mileage you deduct, the IRS allows it. So now you have a big tax shelter. You know what? My name's Maria Ibarra. It's been a joy to stand here and give you this presentation. It reminds me of when I was 13 years old and was doing this. And I'm doing it again at the age of 66. Why? Because I'm excited about life. I had brain surgery before, and I'm a brain surgery survivor by the grace of God. And I'm here to let you know right now that you too can survive health and wealth issues, but you got to believe that you receive when you pray. And I leave you in God's hands in Jesus' name by the power of the Holy Spirit. And I hope you will enroll for your health, for your wealth, and to share is to care with the world. God bless you. Thank you.